What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Gajihi. Not some nice little 9-inch inches. Hope you're excited. Let's get the commanders popped up. See, we're playing against Xenagos. Love it. Seems like a fun little match. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, it looks good. We've got Catacombs, Temple Garden, Forest. We've got a little bit of Wild Growth, Spellbreaker, Breaker of Chains over here, and then the God of Victory. So, yes, we will keep on this one. Sounds like a plan. You too. Get the chat closed out, and then let our opponent do their thing. But yeah, welcome to some Gajihi. We're playing Gajihi, Honored One. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents or a planeswalker an opponent controls, that creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Playing against Xenagos, God of Revels, indestructible as long as your Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. Alright. Opponent gets down the Elvish Mystic, and then I don't want to F6 through my turn, so let's go ahead and hit, once they pass priority, I'll hit F6, and then we'll kind of put it over on our side of the board. And we do have Wild Growth in the hand, which is really nice, so we can go and crack this Catacombs, grab ourselves a nice little red source. Do we want to go for the Gamble just yet? I kind of like everything in the hand. Let's go, well, we could go for Gamble. No, let's go and crack the Catacombs. If we end up missing the Wild Growth, actually, yeah, let's go and grab Taiga. Let's grab ourselves a nice little Agrothian Enchantress, see if this sticks. If we lose anything else in here, it's really not the end of the world. So let's go and go for that. Let's grab the Enchant. One of the things that this deck really wants is some sort of Enchantress piece so we can keep the card draw flowing. So let's go and grab that Agrothian Enchantress. Keep our fingers crossed. Alright, God of Victory. I'll take that. That's turn one. Anything else? Now we're going to pass the turn. Man. That's the only time I wish that I had a camera recording me whenever I'm doing these videos is when I'm doing a gamble, because I'm just like, I'm so hesitant to click the OK button, because there's so many times where it just ends up in the graveyard, and I'm just like, dang it. That's a bummer. But we do have a Growthy Enchantress, so we'll be able to get her down, get down the Wild Growth, and kind of go from there. We get the Forest down, and if we want to sequence it to where we're going to get a card draw off the Agrothian Enchantress, I think we're going to be okay with actually just leading the Forest, getting her down, and then we'll be online for the Wild Growth next turn, and we get down the Fires and give our creatures some nice little haste action, kind of rock and roll from there. But yeah, other than that, this deck's been a lot of fun. I'm not a huge Naya fan, but I've really enjoyed this deck. It's been a lot of fun. Let's go and get the Windswept Heath down. Let's go and grab another... probably need to grab another red source off this one, to be honest. Yeah, the only thing that's double red, double white is the War Leader, and I think at this point right now, we're gonna have double green. Yeah, let's go and grab another red source. No, we need to grab that white source. What do we want to grab? Savannah? Let's go and grab Plateau. I think I like that. Let's grab Plateau. Come into play. Let's get down the Agrothian Enchantress. So we're going to be able to make the land drop next turn. We can put Wild Growth on the Forest if we want to, add double green to our mana pool. And then after that, or if we get the Temple Garden, we can. We get down the Fires and get down another card draw too. So make sure that we put the Wild Growth on a land that we're not going to be tapping. Yeah, then we get double card draw for the turn. But yeah, so we're running the Enchantress card draw engine in here. One of the main pieces is Agrothian Enchantress. We're also running Macia Enchantress, which is the white card draw engine. And then we're also running the Verduria, I cannot remember its name, but it's the green, double green Enchantress card draw piece. We're also running the enchantment that whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card. And I think, and then Eidolon of Blossoms, which is a really good Enchantress piece. But outside of that, Beast mode, we have some nice little beasts in here. We have the Spellbreaker, Breaker of Chains over here. I've been on a big Game of Thrones kick recently, so kind of think of Daenerys when I think Spellbreaker, Breaker of Chains over here. Really fun card. As far as the other beast tokens that we're running in here, of course, man, if you're running beasts, you got to run Crater Hoof in there. Why not? Got to have some fun. Let's go get the Forest down. Let's go and go Wild Growth on the Forest. Yeah, I like that. We're going to get a card draw off the Enchantress, and that'll put us online to get down the Fires of Yavimaya, and then we'll have the... Or we could go for the Gift of Paradise if we want to. At 2 mana army. Yeah, let's end up going for that. We're not in a spot where we really need that right now. Let's go Gift of Paradise. We leave ourselves open to some sort of land destruction. Do we want to diversify on this one? I think we do. Let's go Plateau. We do have Arbor Elf in here, and so we get in the spots where we can go all in on this one land, but if our opponent's running Ghost Quarter or something, we miss out on the Gift of Paradise, it may not be the best that we really want to go for, so just kind of diversify the stuff that we have out here. Get on the Gift of Paradise, we're going to gain 3 life, and the Enchanted Land has the ability of, whenever we tap it, add 2 mana to our mana pool. Alright, so next turn we have the land drop. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll actually be online for 6 mana, and then we'll also be able to get down fires and get a little bit extra card draw going from that too, so pretty fun. But yeah, as far as the ramp in here, we don't have a lot of actual spell ramp in here. Most of our ramp is stuff like Gifts of Paradise and Wild Growth, just because it keeps on theme. You can see we're simply getting down a Growthian Enchantress, and then just kind of ramping it a bunch of nice little enchantment spells. Nets you some nice little card draw. Just really to kind of shuffle the deck up, make sure you have a lot of options in your hand to go for. But we covered our commanders. Yeah, we're good to go. Oh, speaking of Game of Thrones, the Chainbreaker over here. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I started reading the Game of Thrones books, which I really enjoyed. I read 1 and 2, and then I tried to start 3, and man, it was just... The story progressed at such a pace that it was really hard for me to really enjoy the series, and so I found myself having to kind of just like, alright, this is not good, we have to give it a break. And so I read books 1 through like 2.5, and I found myself just getting like reading tired of that book, and then I would almost just want to skip only to Daenerys and Jon Snow's chapters and Arya's chapters, which is really nice because the most recent season kind of deals with them. But I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but yeah. That was kind of, I found myself reading the books, and I was only really interested in their characters. But we're finally caught, yeah, just a heads up, I'm not giving any Game of Thrones spoilers. I realize I should have said that before I started, because I'm sure there's some people out there that are like, what's he going to talk about? No, I'm going to give no spoilers in this one. But we're finally caught up, and so we're watching the current season. That's just really exciting to be able to get on the internet and not have something spoiled for you, because a lot of characters die in Game of Thrones. If you're not familiar with the series, yeah, there's pretty high turnover over there, man. So it feels good to be able to watch a show and not worry about something getting spoiled for you. Okay, let's see what we draw into. Draw into Burgeoning. All right, let's go and get that down. We'll get another card draw off that. We can leave the green floating. Draw another card. And this is basically what you want to do. You just start cycling through your deck. Draw into Idyllic Tutor. Do we want to get rid of anything? So we get down Xenagos. We can get rid of the Somberwold Sage if we want to. And then we have our 2 untapped lands. How do we want to sequence this? Let's go and get down Gajihi. I think I like that. Yeah, let's go and add, we have the double green, let's add double white. Actually, we need to make the land drop for the turn. Let's go and get the Bloodstained Mire down. Let's go and crack that. It probably wouldn't hurt to have another red-green source. Let's go and grab the Stomping Ground. Let's go and shock that one in. It's going to put us down to 28. Let's go Gajihi. That's going to be that. And then red. Alright, that way we can get down the fires next turn. We'll be online to get down the Spellbreaker to be a nice little 5/5 body that we can start swinging across. Anything else we want to go for? No, we're going to go and pass the turn. Do we swing in the Enchantress now? Well, we could. It'll be +2/+0. And then the Somber, yeah, we're going to swing at the Enchantress. We're not above the Enchantress swinging in. Plus, she's a 0/1. She has Shroud, so she never gets to swing in. Hey, go. Growthian Enchantress, go. Have fun. Get after it. All right, knock our opponent down to 28. Sometimes you got to let those mana dorks kind of swing in. Sometimes they get kind of tired just being utility support. Sometimes it's kind of like Team Fortress 2. I would always play. I haven't played it in a long. I played a lot in college, but I haven't played a lot. I haven't played it in a long time. But I would always be sniper. And one time I would play a lot of payload. And if you don't know what payload is where like 2 teams are trying to push this one cart to the finish line, and then the team that pushes the cart wins the game, and the other team's they're playing defender, they're trying to stop them from coming across. And so, you know, they would have the gates closed before the defending team, and then the attacking team would have to push forward. And so you could always stand at the gate, and you just use your melee weapon to hit the gate to kind of be like, like you're yelling or whatever. And then I was doing sniper, and I convinced a heavy to Uber me with my machete. And so as soon as the gates dropped, he Ubered me, and I swung in with my machete, and I was just like, it felt good, man. It felt good to start attacking people, because normally I'm just sniping people, and then when you do, like if you have to pull your machete out and kind of attack with the sniper, it's kind of a lost cause. So to have that Uber ability off the medic, it felt really good, and I really enjoyed it. And just had fun. So, long story short, you got to let a Growthian Enchantress kind of swing in for 2 every once in a while. Once you can, you got to get it in. And plus we get the 2 points of damage. It really does matter. So, okay. So our opponent has the Xenagos trigger coming across with the Blood Mist, which is going to give target creature double strike. What do we need to do on this one? Because we do have the Tutor in the hand, we're going to be able to search up Oblivion Ring to get rid of something. Let's see what we draw into first. Clifftop Retreat. Okay. We can go and get that down without shocking anything in. I think at this point, Either way, the Xenagos trigger is going to get down. So if we get rid of the... They're going to tap out for the Sage. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they'll be able to recast it next turn, give a creature that power, which is going to be +0 and then +1. So if we're going to go for the tutor, we're only going to be swinging in for about 6 coming across. But if we let the other creature come across Xenagos, they turn on Devotion, they'll be kind of messed up on it. Let's go and get the Clifftop Retreat down. And right now we have 1, 2, 3, Idolic Tutor, Oblivion Ring on the Blood Mist. Yeah, let's go and go. Let's get rid of the Blood Mist. I think that'll be a good option. We're going to get a card draw. We're going to be able to swing in with Gajihi. It'll kind of just stop them for a little bit. Because that double strike with Xenagos, once Xenagos turns online for double strike, it's going to be really hard for us to kind of bounce back from that. We could grab our own Xenagos. Yeah, let's go and grab the Oblivion Ring. Let's grab that. And then get that down. It's going to take away from their Devotion too, which will be really nice. Let's go double white. And tap the tagger. We're going to draw another card off the Oblivion Ring cast. Draw an Ancient Tomb. Okay, I'll take that. And let's go and get rid of the Blood Mist. Alright, there we go. No more Blood Mist. Just gotta keep that Devotion away. Let's go and swing in. We're going to let Agrothian... Oh man, this is Agrothian Enchantress's lucky day. She's going to definitely go home and write in her journal about this. It was great. Gajihi led the way for me to swing in and attack. Alright, swinging in for 8. It's going to put opponent down to 20. Anything else? We just have 1 mana, and I'll just go and pass the turn. Alright, so we get the Ancient... Let's kind of re-rack on what we've got going on next turn. So if they go Xenagos, we could take a pretty nasty hit, even if they get like +12 or whatever. We're at 28. So they're at 20. So if we go for the Fires of Yavimaya, we get that down. It's going to be card draw off the Enchantress. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... actually, let me restart. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to have 9 total mana. So we're actually going to be online for Fires and Spellbreaker, because that's going to be exactly 7 mana. That'll leave us 2 more. We don't have a lot of 2-drop creatures in here, but more than likely we're probably going to go ahead and go for the... Go for Spellbreaker and Fires. We're going to have the haste from the Fires of Yavimaya. We're going to get the nice little +2 bonus. So potentially we're looking at about 2. That's going to be 6, 8, and then 7. So we're looking at about 15 coming across. Put our opponent down to 5. Then if we crack the Fires, that'll be +2. Put them down to about 3. So, you know, we're in a nice little spot. Let's see what we got going on. And if they do make the land drop, we'll be able to kind of last minute put in the Ancient Tomb. So see what else they go for. Now, as far as Devotion goes from our opponent, they're sitting at 4 total Devotion. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if they're going to get a creature down there, it's going to have to be at least Devotion of 3 before they turn on Xenagos. And it's not going to have haste, so they're not going to be able to swing in with it. One thing that we can get, which would be really kind of devastating to the deck, would be Overwhelming Splendor. If we draw into that, Zealous Conscripts. Love it. Okay, we got Life Crasher coming across. Zealous Conscripts, see what they're going to gain control of on this one. Gain control of target permanent. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Gonna get control of Gajihi. Alright, you got it. Gahiji's tired. Just gonna turn on Devotion for Xenagos. Brutal. Love it. And then let's see what else they're gonna go for. Alright, so they swing in Xenagos. Another creature gets +X, or actually that creature's power. So it's gonna be +12 coming across. Gahiji's gonna get a nice little bonus. Oh, and they get down the greater good too. Brutal. But yeah, this is a pretty nice little showing, especially if they sacrifice Gajihi to Xenagos over there. You know, as far as the Oblivion goes, we could have gone for Xenagos, but they would have been online to simply just recast it. And the Xenagos ability is a nice, it's like a static ability, you know, we don't have to have Devotion. And, oh, they're going to beat us with their own creature. Alright, swing it in. Gajihi coming in hot. Gajihi, how dare you, man. You should have done that. So we have the Zealous Conscript, the whole motley crew swinging across. Coming in hot. Let's go and yield to that. Hey, sometimes this just happens. You get Zealous Conscripts on Gajihi. Gahiji's not like what we got cooking in the kitchen. It's going to be 18. That's going to be 23 coming across, which is going to put us down to exactly 5. So, they're going to be completely tapped out. Let's see what we draw into. We might be able to get something out of this. But if they go for the greater good sacrifice on Gajihi, then it's not going to be looking so hot. We'll see, though. But I'll have to probably go and post this one up as a nice little commentary video. We like to have fun. Okay, Gajihi goes back to the command zone. We'll see what we can get through here. It gets +X. We're going to have to chump block a few creatures. They're going to be drawing a lot out of that. We'll see, though. I'm Trying to think if we can kind of chump block our way out of this one, because nothing has trample technically. We'll see. Let's see if we can go. But yes, let's go and put the ancient tomb into play. Actually, yeah, ancient. Well, we'll be losing 2. And let's just go and put the sacred foundry. That way it'll shock it in. No, we don't want to pay 2 life. We're good. So they make a lane drop for the turn. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19 with the ancient tomb. We will have a card draw with Fires of Yavi Maya, but we'll see. See what we draw into. Maybe, just maybe, we can stabilize. Now, if they do have Kiki Jiki in the deck, they'll be able to go infinite with Zealous Conscript, so we'll have to watch out for that. And then we can see what they discard as far as off that greater good, because, like, if you ever played, like, against the Sphinx Rev control deck and they start discarding, like, removal, you're just like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not so good. Let's get Gajihi back up. So Gajihi is going to cost 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's going to be most of our mana tapping out for that. That's going to put us down to 3. We'll have enough bodies to kind of chump block on Xenagos and the Zealous Conscripts. Let's go ahead and... yeah, I guess we're going to get the Ancient Tomb down. We're looking at 7, and then 3 from Fires, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if we're going to go for that, we're going to have to get the Ancient Tomb down. Let's go and get the Fires down. So it's going to be double green. And we're going to tap for a red on this one. Get down the Fire, see what we draw into off this. Draw an extra card. Creature's going to have haste. I guess technically it doesn't matter. We don't have to tap down the Ancient Tomb just yet. Got the Enchantress, okay. Getting a little somewhere. And we'll have to chump block on this one. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we get double green? And then still hit double green? No, we're not going to be able to do that. Let's go and get the Spellbreaker down. It's going to be red and then double green. And then next turn, since we have haste, we can worry about the... we can worry about Gajihi. Okay, let's get down the Spellbreaker. Can't be countered. Breaker of spells. And then anything else, now we're going to go and pass the turn. So they don't have haste. We're at least going to have to chump block on the Xenagos, God of Revels, and then kind of chump block from there. You know, worst case scenario, we can take a hit from Zealous Conscripts and Elvish Mystic for 4, which puts us down to 1. That does keep us out of Ancient Tomb range, which will be unfortunate. Alright, Virgin, let's go and get the land drop. Get down the Temple Garden. And that way we don't have to shock it. Nope, not going to pay 2. Do not want to do that. Let's see what they draw into. Now, they did draw a lot of cards off the Greater Good, sacrificing Gajihi. But we're going to play our outs on this one. See if we can't get out of this one. We do have the Enchantress, the Verdu Re-Enchantress. Well, I know I butchered that word pretty bad, but it is what it is. But yeah, we have that down, and we also go for Gajihi to... I don't know, you know, if they tap out for this, we might be able to kind of push some combat damage through, depending on what we draw through. We still have the Fires of Yavi Maya activation. Sacrifice it, target creature gets +2/+2. So, we can definitely kind of work towards that. One thing that would help us is if we somehow stabilize, I don't know how, but somehow if we do have the, I think it's Primal Rage. It is a colors in a green enchantment that says creatures you control have trample. So that's really good in the deck. It fits on theme with our Enchantress stuff. And then, you know, giving a nice big little 5/5 or 7/5 creature trample is really nice. It's a really good way to kind of push through an Alpha Strike. That's kind of what we're going for. But we'll see our opponents got cooking in the kitchen. We're at least going to hold on to this one. And then just of note, as far as their utility lands go, they do have Yavi Maya Hollow out there. So they're going to be able to regenerate target creature. Excuse me. Had a hiccup on that one. But yeah, they'll be able to regenerate the creature for just 1 green mana. But yeah, the deck, I'm definitely, this is going to be a good deck that we're going to feature into the rotation, just because I love Enchantress stuff. And, you know, it's really fun just to build an engine that's going to be doing a lot of card drawing. And we definitely do a lot of card drawing with this deck. So Tarka Worldrender, Flying Trample, whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. Okay, that's definitely going to complicate it. So at least right now, we can still take a hit from Zealous Conscripts, swinging in. That'll be 6/5 coming across. Now, if they do swing in that way, if they put the Xenagos trigger for the... oh, yeah, excuse me, it's going to gain... is that correct? It gains haste, yep. Excuse me, completely forgot about that. So that's going to be enough in the air. Bummer, man. I forgot Xenagos gave haste. I was just thinking about the +X ability. But yeah, that gains haste. So Tarka's going to close it out. The World Render's going to completely destroy our nice little Naya Enchantress world. But hey, that happens. That's Commander. Alright, swinging it for 18, and then we will good game to our opponent. As long as they swing with the Tarka. Okay, swinging with the Tarka. Good game, man. Coming in hot. Yeah, that's Xenagos, man. That's a nice little match, though. I enjoyed it. And then target, whatever, it gains double strikes. Yeah, we're gonna get to like negative 20, at least negative 24 off the world render coming across. But there's a very honorable death from Xenagos, so I'll take that. Tried to get the Enchantress Carto engine, but it did not get going. We've got a lot of nice stuff out there. Alright, there we go. Go to -7 off the first strike damage. So, alright everybody, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks, bye.